how to reach your financial goals by setting some non-financial goals. That's today's show. Let's dive into it. Here we are at our very first rental property. Hey everyone, I'm Clayton Morris.
I'm Natalie Morris.
Longtime real estate investors, welcome to our channel. Hit subscribe if you are new here. This show helps you build financial intelligence so you can build financial freedom. We left our day jobs a number of years ago thanks to buy and hold real estate. That's what we do and that's our focus. And you know, every year around the holidays, we sort of lay down and figure out what kind of goals on paper we want to see for the new year, and where we want to go. Do we want to acquire a certain number of rental properties? We want to pay off this particular debt, et cetera, et cetera. But this year we decided to try to do something a little differently because we thought it could help us, I don't know, grow even more.
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're setting some goals as a team that we can achieve together, so that it can help us like get in sync. It's like, you know, those corporate offsites where
they go ziplining.
Right, yeah, a company goes off and they do team building kind of stuff. So the other day I came to Clayton and I said, hey, I have this crazy idea. Do you want to do this thing with me? And he was like, no.
That was my first reaction. I was like, I do not want to do that. Well, it involved a 10-mile race.
Yes.
Up like a mountain, up like a historic mountain.
It's kind of awful.
I don't run. I'm not a runner. I have to be one of those guys now that wears little spandex and get a.
You don't have to do anything of the sort.
Put my iPhone in a wristband and get all that stuff. I've never been a runner because I'm 6'2", I'm lanky, and I just kind of look,
A lot of runners are 6'2" and lanky.
I know.
That's not it. Okay. But so we're not going to discuss the merits of running in this show.
Right.
Neither of us are seasoned runners. We have not particularly enjoyed that
in our lives. We are not subscribers to Runner's World magazine.
No, we are not. But I sort of thought that, it would be good for us. We always talk on this channel about having your team inside of your family. If you want to become financially free, then you have to have some kind of partnership with people in your family, right? If you're a single person, you have relationships with your financial experts, right? And then hopefully you have someone in your life that you can bounce ideas off, that you can grow with. If you are a family where you're a married couple, or non-married couple, you set goals together, right? We've had people who write to us who set goals with their children. That's wonderful. With their friends, it doesn't matter. But there are some people who are on your team. Now, if you, like us, are married, and you want to set goals that you think will progress you together in your team building exercise, then we think that's great. We want to issue you some kind of a challenge. Choose something, right? That's not like, we can pay off our mortgage to this level, right? Because that tends to be, you get so focused and then you lose some of the fun in it. So can you challenge each other to read 5 books in a month? Or,
flip off. That's a great one. I mean, think about all the ways in which you guys could come together, challenge each other with something non-financially related. I mean, we spend so much time on this channel talking about financial intelligence, right?
Right.
So something that might be fitness related, it might be culturally related. Maybe you've been wanting to, take up dance lessons together for a while, and you want to do something that's put your phone down, get out of the house, go take dancing lessons together.
Team building, right?
It could be turning off the TV at night. Instead of watching TV every night, it could be we're going to read 5 books a month together. We're going to sit here on the couch by the fire.
Fiction books, or books that are not related to finance, right? Yeah, I like the idea. Take a dance class or take a language class together, right? And challenge each other to perform at a certain level.
So we've actually been doing 2 of these. We started taking a language class together every week, which has been amazing. And now we're also starting on this running journey. So let me just kind of take you through some of the mechanics of how this running journey has gone for us. We started it, I would say, a few weeks ago, really. Because we started kind of doing basic running a few weeks ago.
We traveled this weekend, and I'm a old dog, old tricks, right? I have a Peloton, and I like to ride my Peloton several times a week, and then in between times I do yoga. And we traveled this summer, and I didn't have my Peloton, so I was forced to do something else in order to get exercise. So I started taking Peloton runs. And as I was running, I really realized that I can do this. I've always told myself, I'm not a runner, I can't do this, I don't enjoy it. I'm kind of stocky, like I'm short, and those are my excuses. I can't run, like plenty of stocky people run.
Well, my excuses were I'm tall and my knees hurt, so I can't do, like I was always a water sports person. I played water polo, I was on the swim team, because my knees. And so I thought, I can't go running again. Now I'm 42 years old, my knees are and they did. For the first few weeks, they hurt. They hurt a lot. And guess what?
Right.
That went away as I got stronger, and my
Yes.
knees started to get stronger. And now I can run. The other day I ran like a 5K, almost a 5K.
Yeah.
Just in preparation for this challenge that's coming up for us in the next 2 months.
So I know we may get people who say like, oh, everyone can run. And then we may get people who give us some research about how the human body is not meant to run, right? I don't care about that. Don't send that to me. We're just setting our own challenge for what we think we can accomplish, because we've been running small amounts and we think that we can, do this challenging thing. Like on any given day, we will run about 3 miles, 4 miles, right? And we're like, okay, that's pretty good. And so this challenge is a race that we met some people who roped us into this running group, and they're like, we're all doing it. And then I thought, well, I don't want to miss out on that if they're all going. I like these people. And so Misery Loves Company, I'm taking Clayton. And we're going to see what we can make out of it, right? So that means we have to train together. We set goals that we're going to do these a few times a week, these guided runs, and see how far we can get. And just see what happens. And, as long as we don't get hurt, I'm going to knock on some wood. Leg of this
Hey,
chair.
that's my knee. That's my peg leg. And I think it's also important because so many of you, I see in the comments that write to me either on my Instagram or they write me here and they say, how do I get my spouse on board? I want my spouse to have financial intelligence. I'm all in. Oh, but my partner is not. This is an opportunity for maybe you to take that first step as a team to work towards some sort of a shared goal, and that it could open you up to sort of like letting that person into this financial world as well. It could be the first step. It could almost be like the back door,
I suppose.
like
it
reverse
could be.
psychology in a way.
It's a gateway drug.
Right.
To team building.
It is. So I'm excited about it. Not really.
I'm excited that our kids can see us do something together and work towards something, and
Well,
see
your
us
kids
get
are
stronger.
and kids are absolute sponges, right? So if they see, dad sitting on the couch getting fat every day, not doing anything, then guess what? They're going to grow up and do the same things, right? That's what they're informed in that way. If they see
Right.
mommy on the Peloton, they see daddy out for a jog, they see daddy working hard, they see mommy working hard. That informs that informs the way that they grow up. So it's
Right.
important precedent to be setting for our children as well.
Yeah, and I think, I get excited to think that maybe they'll make us a little banner and say, go mommy. I mean, 10 miles, it's a lot for some people and it's very little for others. For me, it's a lot. I don't think I've ever run that much. And this course is particularly hilly, so I probably won't run the whole thing. But I will feel really good when it's over. I'll have set a goal, and you will notice how much different you are in the end than you were in the beginning, how your mindset's changed. And I think my challenge will be here not getting competitive with Clayton, because I do a lot.
I'm going to take off running. I'm going to eat my dust, shorty.
I get really mad when he does ride the Peloton. He can always beat me, and I do it several times a week. He does it never. And he still can beat me. It's just sort of the mechanics of the way our bodies are different. So I'm going to have to learn to not be competitive. And that will be something that, is good for us if I can not be competitive.
There's a great book that I recently read called Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, who's a Navy SEAL. This story will blow your mind. I'm going to put a link to the book below. Holy smokes, is this book. It'll make your jaw drop.
You should try and interview him on the podcast.
I'd love to have him on the show. I mean, here's a guy who like just for fun, runs 100-mile ultra marathon.
We won't be doing anything like
Nothing
that.
like that. Through like Death Valley, where it's like 150 degrees. That's the kind of stuff that.
Sounds awful.
So I'm out running my 3 miles. I'm like, all right, can I do it? And I just think of this guy, and I'm like, yeah, I can probably do another mile. I can push myself a little bit further. Yeah, gotta get home to get me some wine at the end of the day.
So what was your, I think you were starting to make a point.
My point is that, like, comparing, you said 10 miles is a lot for some people. It's not a lot for other people.
Oh, getting competitive. That's where you were going with that.
Yeah, and he makes a great point in the book about being competitive with other people, that your really only competition is with yourself. And the moment you make a mistake on being competitive with other people is when you will fail. So it's about being competitive with yourself. And there's always like a 30 to 40% reserve tank in our bodies for things that we can accomplish. And I love that point that he makes. Think about how many times in your life you've had to reach into, he calls it the cookie jar, and pull that thing out. You've all done it. We've all done it. And so he did it when he was about 70 miles into his first 100 mile, and he had to pull that every bone in his like shin was shattered basically.
This is awful.
And he still pulled it together and ran the additional 30 miles.
That sounds impossible.
It does sound
and
impossible.
crazy.
And the journalists who like worked with him on the book cross-referenced and checked everything that he said. This guy is an absolute machine. I would love to have him on the show.
You know, the idea of a marathon was created by the Greeks to prove that humans could do something like the gods. Like, the idea of a marathon, right, is something that they thought only gods could do. And so humans are supposed to like only barely be able to achieve that.
Mm-hmm.
So an ultra marathon sounds insane.
It is. Yes, he is an absolute beast and an inspiration. So set a challenge for yourself.
Yes, we issue this challenge. Choose something non-financial that you and your teammates, one or two, like it's an intimate challenge, right? It can't be with like on Strava for everybody. It's you and one other person, and see how you can encourage and team build yourselves to get there. It's like one of those, like if I fall off this mountain, will you catch me kind of thing.
I want to see, and if you're watching the video version of this, please in the comments below, drop in what challenge you're going to do. Please, you drop that into the comments below and let us know what challenge you're going to take on with your partner, spouse, friend. It doesn't matter. I can't wait to hear about it.
And don't be intimidated by us. We are by no means fitness.
By our 10-mile journey?
Yes. So it doesn't have to be anything like that. Maybe you want to learn to make coq au vin, right? The French dish. Maybe you want to take what?
Coq au vin. Yeah.
This is one of my favorites. Maybe you want to, I don't know, like learn a song in Japanese or something, right? Do it together and challenge each other for whatever your values are. I can guarantee you we're not going to go on to ask you to be marathon runners. We will never do that.
No.
We are not extreme people like that.
And we
don't think we're gods.
And we are not going to subscribe to Runner's World magazine.
We might.
No,
we might.
It's a slippery slope. We start doing that,
I
then
do
they'll
feel like
be
that.
buying spandex. Anyway, challenge, it's on you. We'll see you next time, everyone. Have a great new year.